Today on Gary's Urban Larder, I'm making this beautiful triple layer strawberry shortcake. It's got a few surprises along the way. Let's get started. Okay, I'll take you through the ingredients for the sponge. So I have 4 eggs. We have salt, bicarbonate of soda, cream of tartar, cornstarch, sugar and flour, and some vanilla. And just to remind you, if you visit my website at www.garysurbanlarder.com, you'll find a list of ingredients and the full recipe and method. Okay, so I also have a tin that I've lined the bottom with parchment paper, and I've greased and dusted with flour. So let's move some things around. First thing is to start to beat the eggs and the sugar together. So I'm going to start off slowly just to combine these eggs, just to break them up. Right. And now I'm going to add the sugar and increase the speed. And I'm going to beat these now until they double in volume and become light in color for about 8 to 10 minutes. And now I'm going to add the vanilla into our egg and sugar mixture. I just want that to combine. You can see how light that has become. I think it needs just a minute or so more. The point of doing this is to incorporate air, which will form the basis for the sponge and keep the crumb nice, light, and delicious. So there. I think we have the right consistency, and we'll be finished with the hand mixer at this point. So now we'll switch to the spatula, and we want to sift together our flour, our salt, baking powder, cream of tartar, and our cornstarch. We're going to try to introduce that slowly, about a third, and we'll use our spatula just to fold that into our egg and sugar mixture, just to get it combined. We don't want to lose any of that air, so we do this gently. I'm looking forward to this cake. I love a strawberry shortcake. It brings back memories of a little boy, early summer, late spring, fresh berries. Oh, it's delicious. So, just folding that in. We just bring it towards us, up and over. That's the folding action. Now add the rest of our flour. And fold that in. And I have some milk, whole milk, and butter that I've warmed so that the butter melts. And we'll add this next. I just want to get that combined. Again, just folding that through just so it's combined. Again, keeping the air we've incorporated into this mixture. So I have our butter and our melted butter and milk. And I'm just going to add some of the batter into it to temper it before adding it to our mixture. Now that we've tempered that, I'm going to just add a bit at a time into our batter and just fold that in. And this is just adding the fat into our mixture without collapsing all of the air. So take your time. Patience pays off. I'm just folding that in. Scraping the sides. And folding it in. And there's the last of our butter and milk. And now that we have that combined and folded in, it's time to add it to our prepared tin. And that is going to go in our preheated oven at 170 Celsius, 340, 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Isn't that beautiful batter? All that time we took to incorporate the air into that mixture we don't want to lose, because it really is going to give us a beautiful, beautiful crumb. Fingers crossed. Okay. There we have our mixture. I am not going to tamp it. It will be fine. So it goes into our preheated oven about 35 to 40 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it and then we'll take it out. While our cake is in the oven baking, I'm just going to prep our berries. So I have some beautiful strawberries, which I'm just going to have part of them. I'm going to slice part and I'm going to leave some whole. We're going to dress them in some lemon zest, juice, and some sugar so that we can get a nice liquor to come off of them. So I'm just going to start by having this, and I want to show you how easily it is to slice using a mandolin and being very, very careful, obviously. And those slices will go to decorate the top of our shortcake. And these are beautiful and in season, and being very, very careful to slice them ever so thinly. And any leftover goes to the cook. And you see how thinly those are sliced. So the others, similar, going to just hull, remove the top. And I'm just going to have these. Now we're going to use these between the layers so that with the whipped cream, That way will give some structure to the cake rather than just using slices where it could then become, well, less attractive, certainly as good. So let's say we're going to have these, and any that you particularly like to keep whole, we'll just put there for now. And just finish doing this. And you can join me in just a moment when we'll sugar them and add the zest. Okay, I've got our slices of strawberry that we're going to use to decorate the top. And I've got our half bits, which I'm just now going to just sugar with a couple of tablespoons of granulated sugar. Now for the zest of the lemon. Now you can also use this in between the layers as you go. We're also going to add some chopped mint, but we don't need that right now. We're going to chop that and we're going to add that as we fill our cake. Okay, now I'll just have that. And we'll add the juice of half of our lemon. We'll just let those sit until the juices come through. Now I just want to stir that. My wooden spoon and give that a toss. Put that aside. We're not going to do anything with the whole berries yet until we decorate the top, but I've set aside what I think are the most attractive ones for that presentation. So, just going to macerate and give off some of their juice, which we're going to use. So these do not get sugared at all. They will get, well, you'll see. You'll just have to wait and see. Well, it's time to take our sponge out of the oven. We'll put it on the rack here and let it cool 10 minutes. Then we'll turn it out. We'll have to let it cool completely. We'll wrap it and we'll chill it for at least an hour before we split it. Smells beautiful. So now we won't touch it. We'll let it sit for 10 minutes and then we'll turn it out. And okay, 10 minutes have passed. We're going to remove this now from the tin. I'm just running this flat spatula around the edge just to make sure we don't have any parts that are caught. I don't think we will. The center of the sponge collapsed slightly. There is a divot. I have to say I don't like it, but we can fix it. The first thing we need to do is turn it out and make sure that it cools. So there's our sponge. And we're going to let this cool completely, wrap it, and then chill it before we split it. While the cake is chilling, we'll get on and make our lemon glaze. And for this, the ingredients I have are water, lemon juice, freshly squeezed, and sugar. That's simple, and some gelatin that's softened in water. So we're just going to combine that all together in a saucepan, put it over low heat, let it all melt, and let it cool. And then when we're ready to use it, we can brush it across our fruit. That's really it. It's that simple. So, in goes the water. In goes the lemon juice. In goes the sugar. And we've softened the gelatin. And in it goes. And we'll just add that to a low flame. So all it needs is a whisk, then we'll cool it and it'll be ready to brush on to our fruit. We've chilled the sponge, and I've decided, because we have this little divot, that I'm going to remove that. So the first thing I'm going to do before removing it is to split the cake. So I'm using 2 cutting boards equal in height in order to do that. So I'm just going to align them around the cake. And I'm just going to use a serrated knife, and I'm going to use the boards to keep it level. So I'm just going to slowly cut the cake using my knife. And this way you keep your layers even if you don't have a wire that you can use to cut. Either method works. Depends which you like, which you prefer. So I'll just finish cutting this and splitting those, and then we'll remove the center and we'll get ready for our whipped cream filling. Okay, I've cut through that next layer, and there you can see we have a ring and we have little bits. Delicious. So there we have our 3 layers for our shortcake, which we will now begin to fill. Okay, again, I'll remind you, you can visit my website at www.garysurbanlarder.com for the list of ingredients and full instructions. So now we're going to make our whipped cream, and we're going to stabilize it using mascarpone. So I have some powdered sugar, mascarpone, our cream, in a chilled bowl, and that really is it. Now I have the sliced strawberries I did before, the halved ones. I nearly forgot I need the whole ones as well. I'll grab those. And we have our glaze, which is a gelatin base, which will brush over our fruit at the end, our whole fruit. So I now have our whole strawberries that we selected for appearance, which we'll use to finish it. So first things first, the whipped cream. So I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar or icing sugar. And we'll just get that started very slowly to combine. And as soon as that starts to combine, we want to increase the speed to whip our cream. Now we're just going to whip it at this point to a soft peak, and then we'll add in our mascarpone, which will help stabilize it. This isn't overly sweet because we want the berries actually to stand out. There. Now I'm going to add in the mascarpone. We've added the mascarpone to make the whipped cream more stable. So just starting off slowly to combine that, and then increase the speed. And that is it. So now we're going to use this for our filling and also our topping, where we'll pipe it. But now let's get started with our first layer. So I'm just going to remove that parchment that we used to line it. So that is the first layer. Just going to put it on this board. So it makes it easy to transfer later. Get rid of that. Okay, the first thing I want to do, I've strained some of the liquor that's come from our fruit that we added the sugar, the lemon juice, and zest. And I'm just going to use in the squeeze bottle just to add enough onto our first layer. There we go. And now I'm going to add some of our cream. I just want to start that in the middle and then push that to the sides. Not all the way to the side, because it will spread when we add the next layer. So I'm happy with that. My hands are clean, and I'm just going to start placing our berries cut side down around the edge of the cream. So just get all these berries in, and these will also add some structure to help hold the next layer. Right. Now we'll put some in the middle. These we have to be less worried about their appearance. That's good. So then we add our next layer. Okay? And we'll do the same thing. We'll just repeat. We'll add some of the liquor from the strawberries where it macerated. Don't want to overly soak this. Yes? We just want to make sure that flavor comes through. And we'll add some cream to the center and spread it towards the edge. So again, we just want to edge the cream with our berries. If you have little hands that want to help, this is a great way to get them involved and interested in cooking, in baking. And then we're going to pile some in the middle. Right. And now our ring. This is where we will now use our slices. So I'm going to just drape those point towards the center. So we're not going to worry about the edge because we will pipe our cream there. Oops, that one has a bit of cream, didn't need it. So we have plenty of slices with our beautiful strawberries. So once you have those as you like them, I'm going to take the remaining strawberries and I'm just going to push those into the center. Before I go any further, I'm just going to take our glaze and I'm going to brush these just lightly. Now this is a gelatin base and that will set, especially against the cold berries. And all we have to do now is to pipe the edge and finish with our whole berries. Okay, I have a piping bag with a star tip, and I'm just using this jar, this container, to hold it upright while I fill it with the remainder of our whipped cream. And we get that to the tip. And what I'm going to do, make sure it's snug, and then it's full, and then we pipe the edge. our piping. Beautiful. And what I want to do now is just to take a few of our beautiful whole strawberries, and we're going to use these to decorate the edge of our cake. I'm just going to alternate those. I'm keeping the hull on the strawberry because that acts as a bit of decoration. If you don't want to do that, you can simply remove it, and you could decorate with some fresh mint, which I'd hope to do, but unfortunately the mint really doesn't look very good. So omitting the mint. And there we have our final decoration, and I'm going to again brush the fruit to give it shine and to keep it looking fresh. That's really the reason we're adding this little glaze. Because after all this hard work, you want it to look the part. And I think finally, for the center, a nice rosette of cream, and perhaps a final berry. I can't resist a bit more of the lemon zest just over the top. And it's finished. This is our triple layer strawberry shortcake made with a hot milk sponge. I can't wait to try it. Well, can't put it off any longer. Clean up. I have my plate. It's time to taste it. Let's get a slice. Oh my goodness, it cuts beautifully. Just between the berries. Okay, let's see if we can get this out. Ho, ho, ho. Doesn't that look amazing? Beautiful. Can't wait any longer. How beautifully that cuts. Wow. Seriously, wow. The sponge is so light and delicate and delicious. Just hold that so it doesn't tip over. And get some of the berry. I have to tell you, the flavor of the strawberry comes through. It isn't too sweet. The cream really helps round off the flavor. And the sponge is just rich enough. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single recipe. And finally, please share this video with your friends to help build the community. Until next time, goodbye. Oh my goodness.